ことだと？
そうだ。あいつには未来が見えるからな。
未来が？そんなこと本当に可能なの？
まあ、母親がただの巫女じゃねえ。託戦の巫女だ。あいつを産んだ時、勇者と魔王の誕生を予言したらしい。
勇者と魔王か。
So what a one more time. So what a absolutely interesting episode of Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist. So this episode definitely introduced a lot of nuance and a lot of potential twists and plot lines that can be established here in the anime. This princess mainly encompassing what the main plot line really is going to become. Now, my one concern with this is, although I really love this episode, and I also really love the fact that it's introducing these potential plot lines, the reality is we only have 13 episodes this season. The reality is this may be the only season we ever get, although there are other anime that have been not great, like Spirit Chronicles, that have gotten a announcement for a season 2 that's coming in the future. So the chances of this getting season 2 aren't as low as you might think. So there is a chance for us to get season 2, but let's assume that it doesn't. We have 3 more episodes. We have 11, 12, and 13 to kind of see where this specific plot line is going, and then to kind of establish kind of the next steps of what's to come from it. So that's what makes this really, really interesting. Now, with this specific episode, this introduced us to a couple of different facets. And the main thing is the Holy Princess. Seika, Amu, Mabel, and Aoife, they all end up going back to Seika, the Lamprogue estate, to go meet his parents, and he invites Amu and Mabel as these powerhouses to want to be met. Essentially, he did it because he realized that the princess was visiting his home. This princess, her name is Fiona Erd Aligrif. She is considered the holy princess of the land. Later on, post-credits, we find out that the princess, and it was one of the things that I was watching the whole entire episode. It's like, I wonder, can she make things happen? Does she have some kind of mind control? You know, is this girl Professor X? What's with her? Well, it comes to find out that she can actually see the future. Her mother was previously an oracle and a priestess, and apparently this specific priestess fell in love, or was falling in love with the emperor of the current empire right now, and basically she is out of, basically one of his consorts, essentially, that happened to be a princess, or happened to be a priestess. So now we have her, which she's now considered the princess, the holy princess of the land. She now has established a couple of different things through politics and through her own doing. Based on using this power of being able to see the future, she has now established also what she calls paladins. Basically, it sounds good to the populace, and that is what Gray is part of. She seemingly chose Gray specifically. Now, my guess is she chose Gray to get closer to Seika and closer to Amu, because, again, she can see the future, and she can also see different people in the future, which she does mention that she has seen Seika in her visions before this episode. Another thing that the episode established was definitely she can see the Demon King, or was considered the Demon King, fight the hero, or the hero and the Demon King. And we've established through past episodes that at this point, based on this storyline, Seika's being considered the Demon King and Amu's being considered the hero, but they're both together. So it's one of those things to where even though he might be labeled that at some point in the future for whatever reason, it seems the princess still intends to get close to him because she can see certain events that occur in the future. And he'll probably be more hero-esque, but he can probably be still considered the Demon King based on the powers and the different things that he can wield and stuff like that. Regardless, just her being an oracle of some kind of facet is very interesting. And she definitely had a really, really strong interest to get really close to Seika. And Seika did the right moves. He kind of effed up a little bit because she saw that, that thing coming down. So she went and purposely went under it to try and get Seika to save her. That's why she was mad at that specific scene. Excuse me, because Amu and I think, who was it? Amu and Mabel? Was it Amu and Mabel, or Amu and Seika? Names are hard, guys. Amu and Seika, we're talking about hero folklore, adventure folklore, and stuff like that. Typically, the scenario is, the the person who does the falling in love with gets saved by somebody, and that's kind of what spurs on the event. So she was trying to recreate that based on what they were saying, but Seika failed the test. But he later on was able to pass his own specific test by going and creating a moment to where he shared a hairband with her, which she had expressed that, and I believe for that this is probably the first time that anybody's ever given her something of this nature, so without any other intent or anything, which was really, really cool as well. So again, kind of going backwards here, I think this episode really was really, really good. I actually really enjoyed it. I think it was like a 9 out of 10 episode. I really loved everything that's established. This also established that at some point Seika in his former life had a former wife, so that was the whole entire thing. And his Shikigami Yuki apparently wasn't aware of this either, so that's going to be a whole ballpark to explore. Because we've been thinking that he's this dumb, dense main character, which in some way, shape, or form he is, because he can't read signals of these different girls in his life that definitely wants him in that fashion. But apparently he did have some kind of wife or some kind of partner in his past life. So that's going to be interesting to explore down the line, especially the fact is that his Shikigami Yuki, who's been with him seemingly forever, did not know that. So I really think this episode was absolutely incredible. I loved it. I just think the timing of the episode is a little weird because, like I said, we're 10 episodes in. We only have 3 episodes left, so they're going to have to really either pack in a lot in these last 3 episodes to give us some kind of satisfying ending, or we're going to end up on a cliffhanger or an unsatisfying ending with the potential to either hopefully get a season 2 or maybe never get a season 2. But what do you think? What do you think about the Holy Princess? What do you think about this storyline that established this episode? What do you think about the Princess Fiona? What do you think about Amu and her love for Seika in that fashion? Because they redid their promise. What do you think about everything that's happening here? And what is going to happen going forward? And let me know what you think about happening with the season 2 as well. Let me know all that in the comments below. And if you have nothing to say, as always, just drop me down an emoji so I know you were here, and it helps the YouTube algorithm spread the love